Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon. I would like to thank you all for joining us today. My name is Aparna and I'll be hosting this webinar. Before we get started, please let me take a few minutes to introduce Payatu. Payatu is a research powered cybersecurity consulting firm. We are known for our decade long track record with a singular focus on cybersecurity. The foundation of Payatu rests upon three pillars. Community and conferences encompasses Nalcon and Hardware.io. Nalcon is an international security conference training and exhibition platform. Hardware.io is a hardware security focused conference along with other initiatives. Consulting and training focuses on thorough security assessments, which helps businesses to discover security threats and further provide training to strengthen network infrastructure. Lastly, we have three offerings: IoT Auditor, an IoT security testing and compliance platform; Exploity, an open source IoT security testing framework; Exploity Academy, a comprehensive online learning platform that empowers professionals with the knowledge and skills to excel in the field of cybersecurity. Here is an overview of the various consulting assessments we are known for across the globe. We have delivered many cyber talks and workshops in top security conferences that include Black Hat and DEF CON. We take pride in the decade-long impact we have created by contributing to the cybersecurity community all around the world. Recently, we migrated our community from WhatsApp to Telegram. This is due to the member cap set by WhatsApp, because of which only a limited number of people can join the community. For those unaware about our community is a platform meant for fostering knowledge sharing and collaboration in the cybersecurity realm. We aim to educate various organizations with industry specific cybersecurity content. For those curious about hirings, you can always visit our career page. That is Payatu's career page. We have updated our current postings in there. So that was all about Payatu. Today, Aniket, Payatu's security consultant, will deliver a webinar on GCP network security. You can read all about him on this slide. Before I hand it over to Aniket, I request you all to follow a few housekeeping tips. Please be on mute. If you have a question, you can write it in the chat box. We'll answer the question at the end of the webinar. We will be releasing the recording of this webinar on our digital channels, so make sure you are following Payatu. If you are not currently following Payatu, please check the links provided in the chat box to find Payatu's digital channels. Without further ado, let's get started. Aniket, over to you.
Thanks, Aparna. So, hi, good afternoon, everyone. So, guys, today we are going to see the webinar on GCP networking security, the misconfigurations, and impacts and remediation. First of all, we'll check the key concept of GCP networking. So, after that, we'll see common misconfiguration which occur daily frequently to handle the infrastructure of GCP. After that, we'll see some impacts. What are the technical impacts of those? And at the end, we'll see remediation. So we'll see some practical demo as well. So let's get started. So this is already Aparna have given the short introduction of mine. So this is I'm Aniket and I'm cloud security consultant currently working with Payatu. So I'm having 5+ years of experience in cloud computing field. Basically, I worked on AWS, Azure, and GCP as well. And now I'm working with Payatu since that a couple of months. And so basically daily work like focusing on cloud configuration, reviews, pen testing, delivering the compliance reports, compliance reviews. So this is my short introduction. So let's get started. So these are some outlines which we are going to cover today's webinar. That first we'll see the introduction of GCP networking. First of all, see the key concepts and the key terms of GCP networks, which mostly use in networking. There are multiple terms. It's vast way, but we'll see which are the fruitful. After that, we'll see importance of network security. So why the security is very much important in cloud or so-called GCP. So we'll see that part as well. And after that, we'll see the common networking misconfiguration which occur frequently, or this is are very common, and we need to avoid it. So those common misconfigurations I will go through, and I will show you the demo as well. So after that, we'll see technical impacts of those misconfigurations. What will happen if the misconfigurations or any vulnerability will happen. So after that, we'll see remediation strategies in details, like how you can ignore or how can remediate those misconfigurations to save your infrastructure, to secure infrastructure in an immediate way or in a sync way. So we'll see. So demo, as I told you, that we'll see is a demo as well. And best practices of GCP networking, which GCP recommends us to secure in networking part. So we'll see best practice as well. So these are some outlines, and we'll going to see. At the end, we will see some tools like some networking tools as well. So we'll see the networking tools like which are the tools we can use. Offensive security tools also we can check it out. So these are some outcomes. So what participants will learn after this webinar? So the participants will learn the which are the misconfigurations, how to identify it from the console or like CLI, or like the some of the commonly like firewall rules, public IP allocations, and definitely the participant will understand the technical impact of these configurations, like unauthorized access or data breaches. So yeah, so this webinar will be a very fruitful to everyone who's joined, and we'll see some actionable remediation as I told in the introduction part. So these are some outcomes you'll definitely gain. So moving forward to next slide. So introduction already we have given, like that which part we are going to cover, and so these are some introduction part, like which are the networking tools and the vulnerabilities, like we are going to cover. So these are we are going to cover it. So introduction to GCP network. So as you can see, networking is very much important. It's crucial part in the cloud, and it's everywhere. So as you can see the architecture diagram of GCP, the networking part VPC. So simply I can say the VPC means is a virtual private cloud where you can deploy your resources like EC2 instance, VM machines in the GCP, and Google Kubernetes engines, RDS, which are the source resources you are using for your infrastructure. It is in the virtual private cloud. I will take a simple example of virtual private cloud, that your cloud provider is nothing but your apartment, right? So it is your apartment, and VPC is your like flat, your own flat. So VPC, which are the resources you are using, like VM instances, Kubernetes engine, clusters, RDSs, with which are the services you are using in your flat. Okay, so it is means that you are using in your virtual private cloud. So in the virtual private cloud, you are having multiple rooms, like hall, you are having bedrooms. So in the virtual private cloud, you are having subnets. Like subnets are regional subdivisions of your virtual private cloud. Means you have multiple rooms in your flat, that is in your VPC. So you can deploy which of the service into the subnets which are regional wise, right? So after that, routes. What the route is? Route means your way. Like route defines the paths that network traffic follows within a virtual private cloud. Which are the resources? Which are the things you are traveling into your flat or into your VPC? It routes defines you, right? Which are the paths are again. So IGW and NAT gateway. IGW means it defines the internet publicly, which are the resources are in the public subnet. IGW is used. And NAT gateway is used for basically for private servers, like which are the resources you are using privately, right? So you are using a NAT gateway. So which are the your private things which you don't want to expose to publicly, you are keeping it is in your bedroom, right? So that for that way, you are using a NAT gateway. So some locks or some doers locks like that. So NAT gateway is nothing but used to communicate with the internet from your private subnets or private resources, right? So next, firewall rules. Firewall rules is nothing but it's control of traffic, inbound, ingress, outgress. In AWS, you can say like security groups. In GCP, you can say firewall rules. So they can define, allow or deny traffic based on attribute like IP ranges, protocols, ports. So firewall is nothing but control your traffic, right? Which are, if you want to deny some traffic, you can set a firewall rules, create a custom firewall rules, and you can attach to your subnet level, right? After that, VPC flow logs. VPC flow logs very much important as part of security perspective, because the VPC flows capture your network traffic metadata flowing to and from resource. Means exactly whichever the traffic is coming to your VPC, going to visit or visit to resources, it is getting captured. So and if you're creating the VPC to your network, so it is very much important to enable a VPC flow logs, because if any certain like in any situation happens wrongly, you can check the VPC flow logs, or you can check easily track the traffics. And the VPC flow logs having information such like IP, ports, protocols, or network connection status, whether it is rejected, whether it's accepted, or whichever the things. Okay. So VPC network next part is VPC network peering. VPC network peering is kind of like if you are having multiple VPC in your environment, and you want to like communicate the VPC which you event. So you can create a VPC peering network, and you can simplify your network connection. I simply show you one console that I have default VPC currently. So the VPC, you can easily create your own account to explore GCP console. GCP offers you like 25,000 credits first of all, and you can simply create your own account and explore these GCP services, right? So I simply created my demo account, and if I click on, I just went on the VPC network there, and these are some key points like VPC network are there, IP addresses, internal ranges, firewalls, firewall rules, which are the rules are attached, routes are there. So these are some terms. If I click on my default VPC, see, default VPC means exactly where when you create your first account, that is GCP account, the default VPC get created automatically, right? So like AWS. So it has some subnets like you can check it out, the VPC network details page. So you can find the subnets. It will create automatically. These are some subnets which is by default created. This has static internal IP address, firewall rules. So see, I will again tell you that by default, the default VPC has some default firewall rules which is attached. That is default allow ICMP port, allow RDP, which is allowed to anyone, and which is vulnerable, and default allow SSH. So while creating if you don't want your default VPC, you can disable it, you can delete it, or you can create your own VPCs to use the GCP, right? So these are firewall ends. Routes is same also. By default, routes also one route get created, and the next is VPC pinning. These are some, the VPC terms are there. So we'll check one by one while during the demo. So coming back to our PPT presentation part. So next part is importance of network security. Why network security is important, right? So first of all, we need to understand. We already checked the introduction of the GCP networking, that is VPC, some key concept. Now we are moving to the network security, importance of network security, right? So why it is important? Because whichever the resources you are in, like EC2, VM, which is machine you are using, RDS databases, that database you are using, and you are some EKS cluster you are using. So which are the cluster you are using, which is having the sensitive data, critical data information, which are it's flowing. So it is much uncritical. It has become critical to secure your data, to confidentiality and compliance with the regular standards. So that's why the importance of security becomes very crucial, right? So there are some key considerations while securing your networking. We need to take care of it. So share responsibility model. So what is share responsibility model? See, here two persons are pictured, like customers. Customer means we are using the cloud provider, which are the services they are providing us, and the GCP itself, right? Because both are responsible. And the GCP is responsible for cloud infrastructure like hardware, software, and physical facilities. And while we will means we are putting the data into the cloud, and we are responsible for securing their resources within the cloud, which are the resources we are using to use to take advantage of the cloud provider. So we need to take care of that. Means which are the recommendation best practices recommended by the cloud provider, we need to take care of it and we need to follow it. Okay. So this is the case shared responsibility model. The preventing unauthorized access. Why it has happened? Some misconfigured networks, such as like some firewall rules missed by us, like it is overly permissive. So it can expose your resources to unauthorized access, like publicly accessible. You can the data attacks or data breaches can happen. So ensure to proper segmentations, like your application wise, which are the architecture you are using. So need proper segmentation is very much needed, and some restriction need to be followed, like you can restrict your access to the particular the user only, the developer only. So even using that, you can secure your network definitely. Next is minimizing attack surfaces, right? So if you forgot or you unfortunately you got created one VM instance and it has publicly it's public access IP, it has. So they can internally access or your important data from that instances, and the reduces also the attack surfaces can also uh, improves. So using a private networking, sorry, net gateway or a private subnet, private endpoints, or you can simply avoid those attacks. So this is also one of the key importance consideration. Next one is supporting regularity compliance. So secure your networks. So help meet compliance requirements, right? Like GDPR, HIPAA, by protecting sensitive data from breaches. So it is much important nowadays. Compliance is very much important to secure infrastructure, and operational resilience is also there to avoid such as distributed denial service attack. So visibility monitoring. So these are some key considerations. You can, after following these key considerations, definitely your GCP infrastructure you can secure it. Okay. So we will forward to next slide. So these are some common misconfiguration. As I will confirm you that we are going to cover some misconfigurations, right? So basically, the first one is unrestricted internal traffic. So this whichever the I'm going to cover eight of some key configurations like 8.1, and which are the most commonly frequently occurred in a daily basis or in a like managing the infrastructure. So first one is unrestricted internet traffic. So why it has happened? Because sometimes you unfortunately you know like subnets or resources you are using, it's having like all internal. You forgot to restrict some authorized ports. You firewall rules you attached. It is allowing all rules. So due to that only unrestricted internet traffic can occur, and you can the data is can it's breach or like happen. So without wasting a time, we can have some demo on this unrestricted internet traffic. I will show you and I will explain you using a demo. So let's shift to our VPC. So first of all, I will tell you that I'm going to create one VPC, new VPC, and in that VPC, I'm going to create two VMs. Okay. So first, I'm going to create a private VMs only, and I will try to explain that if the only restricted, that is mean allowed one authorized ports is enabled, then only I can jump to that another server using internal traffic. And if all ports unfortunately miscommunication happened, and if I allow all ports, then also we can internally connect to the our servers. Okay. So I will simply create one VPC. So already I can check. So this the console and the console of Google GCP is pretty much easy. You can explore, and if you're having some doubts like creating a VPC, simply you can check it out, right? Like in the question mark, you can easily get the understand. So I'm simply creating one VPC. I'm giving demo subnet. So region I am selecting Asia East one. You can prefer anyone. So first of all, I'm selecting the range IP that this one. So rest of the things I'm just keeping as it is, and I'm simply creating. As of now, I'm not attaching any firewall rules to it. Simply create. It will take some times to create it. And whenever you're doing some kind of like creating any resources, deleting something or anything, it will show in your like this in this window, right? And if your VPC network is getting created or got created, it will pop up like it's creating now. It's creating. That's why it's saying. So I'm just refresh. Hardly it will take us some time. Once the VPCs got created, you will get a pop-up. The VPC networking is got created. Yeah, so successfully created network unrestricted demo VPC. So basically today, this is very basic demo I'm showing, because if in the real time you can explore, the new things while you are having a real time examples, right? So basically these are the examples only, no issues. Now I'm creating two VMs. So I'm shifted to VM. So I'm going to the EC2 VM console. So here only you can click. Today we are not explaining compute part, so I will tell you exactly. So first of all, I will give a name like virtual machine 1. So select the region, which one we created a subnet into that region, Asia East 1. You can select any zone. As of now, we are not touching any part of compute part. So we are just directly going to the networking. So networking interface, you just select, you created which one VPC you recently and subnet the network. And the important part is that we are creating a private VMs. So that's why external IP address should be none. Okay. So simply create first VM will create. So we need two VMs. So that's why I'm creating another one. Give the name to VM2. So again, you need to change the region. That is Asia East 1. Directly go to networking part, network interface. That is unrestricted demo, none, it. So the first VM got created. So see, this is our private VM. So we need to create some firewall rules to access those VMs. So we are going in the DCP part, and we are going firewall rules, because only we are allowing the SSH part. So first of all, I will show you that I am just showing you just only authorized part, that I'm allowing the SSH port only. And from VM1, I will do the SSH. I will telnet to the next VM, that is VM2. So that communication only happens onto the authorized part, that is 22. And I will try using a 80 port as well to show the demo, and it will not get created because 80 port is not allowed, right? So first of all, I'll create one rule, create a firewall rule. Simply give the name allow SSH. So these are some part you can explore. So network I'm selecting the unrestricted, that is we created just few minutes back. Targets, I'm selecting all the instances because two instances we have created. And source IP range, the subnet range from the source, I'm going to create. I'm going to hit the traffic, right? So see, this is very important. And this is the demo which I'm going to show you. the protocols. Now I'm just specified protocols and ports for 22 port only. That is 22. And the ICMP traffic as well, because it needs to be deliver the traffic to the instance and SSH. See, another thing is that IAP, identity aware proxy, right? So creating an encrypted tunnel to forward the TCP traffic to the SSH. I need to whitelist that IP as well here. So I will show you the, this is the diagram. This is the document of from the GCP itself. You can check it out. So GCP itself asks you to whitelist if you are correct using the IAP for TCP forwarding. I will share into the chat at the end of this session. So whichever the documents I will going to share you everything. So this whitelist, I need to whitelist. If you are not going to whitelist it, if you are going to SSH your VM, then you will get your VM is not getting connected. It will show the pop-up. Just do the whitelist. Yeah, the IAP IP over there, and then only you can easily do. So before that, without wasting, do not waste your time. And I'm just adding it, and simply create the rule. Okay. So now I'm going to do the SSH to my first VM, because I will try to do the telnet to the next one, the second VM that I'm to show you. I'm trying to show you. So it is asking to authorize. Asking to authorize. Yeah. So there, I'm successfully able to connect my first VM. You can check it out. The details like cat, you are using a Linux command, like which one the operating system it is. So this is a Debian. You can check the the disk part or everything like ls. These are some the Linux command, or you can check the whichever the ports or whichever the services running to your instance, like using a netstat command. So using this command, you can see from my first VM, these are the services are running. So basically, I will try to do the SSH or telnet to the next VM. So internally, I'm able to, because only 22 port is allowed, right? So just do the telnet. On 22 parts, sorry, please. So it is saying telnet command not found. So we need to install the telnet first. So this is the simple command of telnet. So I will tell you that what will happen. It will not connect it to the internet because it's a private instance. So to having an internet connected to your private instance, we need to attach the NAT gateway to it. So I will attach the NAT gateway. Simply going. Creating a NAT gateway, because your network, we created the private instance. This doesn't have public IP associated with. So that's why we need to create a NAT. So these are some labs you can explore, or you can create, or you can explore it at your own. Then only you can understand. I will give simply a demo, and I will NAT gateway will be public, because we need to launch the NAT gateway in the public. Then we need to have the internet connectivity, right? So select router. Sorry, the VPC network we are selecting. Region it will get automatically. Router means in the AWS you can check it out, right? Transit gateway. Nothing like need to create a router. It's a GCP concepts. We need to create. I will give a demo router. So as all the things, rest of things I'll keep as it is. So source endpoint, I'm using VM instances. Everything is same. So rest of things are default. I'm creating, right? So it faced some error, so unable to load. Now I successfully created NAT. Again, I will trying to install the telnet. Now it will automatically get the packages from the network and it will download it. Before that, we were not able to connect to the internet from the private. So after attaching the NAT, we are successfully able to connect to the internet, right? So now everything is clear, and now we'll try to do the telnet to the VM2. So you can see it is getting connected. So why it is happened? Because 22 port is allowed in the firewall rules, right? And we are connecting through it. So if I exit it from this, and I will try another port, 80. It is not getting connected. Why? Because the traffic is allowed only 22 port. Means it is secure, and it is internal traffic. It is we are following best practice, right? So now I will introduce you some misconfiguration. I will do some misconfiguration. I will create another firewall rule which allow all traffic. I'm creating another firewall rule. I will simply give all internal, like, so network unrestricted, which we created, specify all instances in the target, specify range at our subnet range /24. Now we previously what we did here specified protocols for 22. Now we are allowing all. I'm creating it. Okay, the rule is got created. Now see. Now I'm trying to hit 80 port again. Now the error has changed. Previously it was not getting connected. Now it is saying that unable to connect, remote host connection refused. Means the traffic is going to that instances, but it is not accepting. Why it is happening? Because the port is not getting listen on that server, right? So first of all, to fulfill this demo, I will connect with another instance as well. And I will start the service for SSH, sorry, 80 port. So it will take some 2 times so connect to this instance. So we are successfully able to. Now we need to check netstat -2 in LP. So now the 80 port is not getting listen on the VM2. That's why it is not getting connected. We will start the service for it, and after that we'll check. These are some commands. I will paste all the commands at the end of this session. I'm just giving you the scenario example. It could happen multiple ways, like any ports or anything else. If attackers internally knows that some ports are open on the next server internally on the other servers, he can take access this server and can breach the data, right? So now again hit the command that which of the service are listening. Now previously we checked that 80 port was not getting listened. Now it is getting listened. So previous, just jump back to our old server, that is we are trying to, and again hit the server, hit the command telnet 80. Now it is getting connected. See, so after 80 port means if you allow all the rules ports onto the security group level, so it means it can allows all the internally you can access all the service once then the port is allowed, right? So if I will check another port, right? Any port 3389, it will also say connection refused. Means that the ports is at firewall levels it is not restricted, it is allowed all for all port, and only the service is not getting. If the service is getting listened on the other resources, you can take the access, or you can compromise the other instances internally, right? So this is the demo for first key configurations. Okay, so again we will forward to our presentation part. Okay. So default, next is default VPC usage. I hope you understood the first demo. And no, don't worry if you this is your first time that you're exploring GCP infrastructure. Definitely, as Aparna told, that this recording will be shared on the social channels which we are following. Then you can definitely you can check it out repeatedly, right? So the second is misconfiguring default VPC uses, right? As I told you that previously also. So VPC by default allowing all like RDP RDP SSH connections. So if you're launching your important like resources like VPC resources in default VPC, you are just exposing your data, right? So default VPC is not recommended to use by any cloud provider. So instead of that, you can segregate your environment like prod environment, QA environment, and create separate VPCs to take example of if you're having multiple applications divided into your, so you can create multiple VPCs, right? So using interconnection, VPC pairing, or like you can communicate with VPC, right? So why we don't need to rely on the default VPC? So it is not much recommended by GCP itself to use a default VPC, right? So next is only permissive firewall rules. Means, as I told you, that if default VPC is in use, it allows all IP addresses and SSH and RDP traffic. As I told you, I already shown you the default VPC having default VPC. If I click on default VPC, if I click on firewalls, if I click firewall rules, see, allow all RDP, allow all SSH. Means it is very vulnerable and is exposed to uh, publicly. You can, whichever the resources you're deploying, they can be compromised, or multiple issues can be happens, right? So it is very important to not allowing overly permissive firewall rules. So instead of that, you can restrict your like your internal IP ranges, or any firewalls are there. So you can use identity aware proxy as I used. So these you can configure your kernel firewalls. So these are some things are there. So for this 2 to 3 misconfiguration, I will take one demo. Okay. So next one is misconfiguration 4, that is public IP allocation to instances. So whenever you are using instances, so it should not be public IP associated with it, because if it has, then multiple risks are there, because unauthorized access can happen, brute force attacks also can happen, exploitation of vulnerabilities also can happen. So your instances having multiple critical data, so it can be exposed to the attackers, and that they can use your data. So these are some this is the very important thing, that you should not use the public IP allocation to your instances. Whichever the your critical info, it should be in private subnet, because we are also I work for multiple organization that we were using whichever the critical application, it is in the private subnet only, right? So for this, I will take simple you to the demo. Okay. Already we have default VPCs in place. So simply we'll create one public VM, and I will I will access those VM from my locally using a G Cloud. Okay. So if your account got compromised, or if your account credential got compromised, everyone, that attacker should get access to your VM, and he can access your metadata, the important data from your instances. So that's why. Okay. So from this 2 misconfiguration, I will show one demo. I will create simply one public VM. Now I'm going to create a public VM, right? Giving the name public VM. So you can launch it any region now, because we are launching in a default VPC now. So we can simply go to the networking part. So we ensure that you are selected default VPC. You can select any subnet. Now we are external IP address impanel, means we're not touching it, because we want it should have public IP associated with. Simply create it. So it will take some time to create it. So, like AWS, I think everyone knows that AWS has AWS CLI. So GCP also have G Cloud CLI. So you can install to your local like Windows or Mac, like using the some documents, and you can install the CLI and you can explore it, right? So I will just go to the, I will copy the public IP, and I will go simply my terminal. I will try to access those VMs. So using a, so first of all, I want to check whether which services are running on that public VM, right? So which are, and this is the command. I will show the, I will paste all the commands after the complete of session. Now I simply paste. This is the command to check which are the services on the running on that public server, right? We copy the public IP. So it will take some time to show you. Nmap is a tool. To save our time, I already installed the G Cloud CLI on my system. So that's why. But you can connect on me on LinkedIn. I will definitely guide you. Okay. So see, now it will show, it is showing you that port, which are the ports are running. It's open. Okay. So open SSH, we need protocol all. So using this command, if it is associated with private IP, it will not show, right? So that's why now I will take a access of this VM using this command. These are some G Cloud command. You can explore it. So then now need to I just in the region of that instance which is created US Central 1C. It will take some time to connect the instance. See, this is G Cloud basically. If it is publicly accessible, means it is has public IP. If only the your credential got compromised, though that time only you can access this VM. Okay, so keep it in mind. So it will take some time to access this VM. We'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes. It is not getting connected. I will show the snap that already I took the connection of it. So it simply means it should not have public IP associated with, because, and the another thing is that see, now I am successfully taken access of the VM that is public VM. I can check any information like CD df hyphen ph, like any information of the server. It's have some information like which are the ports are in already checked. So the cat piece. So you can check information means you have access of that server, so you can do anything. So the metadata of information, like information, the very critical information, you can check it like token or anything. Using a token, you can take access of those. So simply hitting this curl command, you can have the token. So if you, I'm trying to show you that you can take access if it has publicly accessible, and see if the NAT gateway is not attached. Then also we can ping google.com easily because it has public IP associated with, because your whichever the server is publicly, see we are getting response, that is it means it has connectivity. It is openly directly to the internet, right? So and it is using a default VPC. Again, it has all traffic enabled and it have public IP associated. So mean we covered 3 configurations using this demo. So if you want to remove the public IP from your instance, you can simply click on your public VM. You can simply edit it. You can simply go and you can select external IP address, none, save. So your public IP we got, it will automatically will disconnect it. So this is a remediation you can take, but simply I will tell you that don't use public IP associated with your public instance. Sorry, to your instances. See, now external IP is not there, right? So it means simply the thing is that take care of it. So this is the demo for this instance, this misconfiguration. The next is misconfiguration, mismanaged routes, right? So mismanaged routes means I will tell you the example of mismanaged routes. Suppose you have multiple VPCs, right? And the by default routes has created, and you unfortunately you can create multiple routes at your own, but mismanaged you can create multiple routes and attach to any of the VPC. So it will make complex, right? Sometimes it happens if you want to create internally, you want to connect the internally the services to any of the jump want to service from one server to another server, it will make complex, right? So mismanagement, it should be a simplifies your which it should be a simplifies your network, right? This the network management things and the mismanaged routes should be avoided, right? So mismanaged routes should not be there. It will make your complex the networking things. So I will go next part. So next one is neglecting VPC service control. See, VPC service control is the AWS, GCP securities perimeter service, which you can implement some policies like perimeters, who will access your data or which are the resources from your networks. So you can implement VPC service controls to your VPC, right? Suppose you have multiple VPC and you want to access some VPC only to developers, and some VPC are very critical, only the responsible person can access. You can implement the VPC service controls to your networking, and if this will be implemented, definitely it will restrict some traffic and the API access as well, and it will secure your networking. I will show you, but as of now, because I am using the student account, the VPC service control is only visible to those which are using organization account. Sorry. As of now, I don't have organization account because I am just using it for my learning purpose. So we can also see VPC service control. I can't do anything here. Just only because it's saying that it will be visible. It's not available for my first project. The access policy must be created in the organization level. If you have some organization level, you can use these VPC service controls to restrict the unauthorized access, and you can just take advantage of this service, right? So this is from these misconfigurations. As you need not to neglect the VPC service. Must you for your prod VPC or critical VPC, you must have VPC service controls enabled, right, or implemented. The next one is ignore VPC flow logs. Yeah, we already discussed about this. VPC first flow log must be enabled any situation, because if it is not enabled, if anything happens like attacks or anything, then you don't have any the data in your handy, right? You don't have anything which traffic is coming to visited your networks, or which was the flow like that. So definitely you must have VPC flow logs enabled, and yeah, this is only so using the VPC flow logs you can enable it. So I will simply go the default which one I'm created the VPC networks. Yeah, VPC flow logs, you can check it out here. I can simply create on VPC flow logs. The subnets are not attached. Now I'll click on the add configurations. It will load in your demo subnet. This is our default subnet where I want to attach flow logs. Simply I clicked on it and I simply create it. VPC network and default manage flow logs, VPC flow logs. So you can configure the VPC flow logs from here, and you can attach so that it will flow your logs, and you can see. You can check even from your VPC flow analyzer, whichever the traffic is attached to it. So there are some filters. You can check it out here. I'm not able to screen. I will show you. See. So these are some examples. See. Now you can check it out here. So these are some how the logs will get captured here. You can check it out here. So these are the examples. As the flow logs contains costing, so that's why I will not going to add it. So it is much costly, but it is very important, and it is recommended by from the cloud provider. You must have enabled the flow logs, right, to capture the things. So our next configuration is overlapping CIDR ranges. The last one is overlapping CIDR ranges means exactly what. So I will tell you the overlapping the scenario, right? So previous which I worked, it was very huge infrastructure, and the multiple monthly wise, weekly wise, they need some new VPCs, and the centrally managed networking IP ranges like CIDR's management was there. But unfortunately, sometimes what happened, the today one request for VPC creation happened, and the networking team who given the CIDR1 CIDR, but they missed to mark it is reserved, right? And from after some days, same CIDR was given by them, and two CIDR created, two VPC created on the another accounts, and the accounts are created connected internally. So they are going to connect to the services, but it is not getting connected. It is overlapping. So overlapping CIDR happens when it is not centrally managed the IP address ranges, or overlaps the subnet CIDRs. So it will flops your networking. It will not getting connected, or the overlapping will happen. So it is much important. Your CIDR should not be overlapped, because if you are connected internally, all your networking connected internally, so it will becomes very crucial, and it will overlaps your CIDR, right? So these are some misconfigurations are there, which is commonly frequently are there, which occurs. There are multiple misconfigurations also there, but these are commonly, you should avoid it. If you are a cloud engineer, if you are a GCP security consultant or cloud consultant, so you should allow it, right? So yeah, these are some misconfigurations. So I hope you understood, and we'll move to the next part, right? So technical impacts. So what are the technical impacts of those misconfiguration? So first one, you know that unauthorized access. If your firewall rules have overlay permission, 0/0 traffic is allowed, and public IP locations is there. So definitely, so some unauthorized access can happen, and brute force also attacks. Chances of brute force attacks also there. So a technical impact, this is also. So next one is lateral movement risk. Yeah. So if unrestricted internet traffic is there, that I show in the demo in the first, so it can happen, right? So data exfiltration. If your networking has mismanaged routes, if VPC service controls is not enabled, so data exfiltrations can happen from the unauthorized paths. Operational disruptions. Yeah, operational disruption is very important. As I told you that overlapping CIDR. So if overlapping CIDR happens, then existing networking can take a can get affect, right? So operational disruptions I can happen, and several downtimes could be there. So to check the exactly issue what happened, so that's why operational disruptions also the technical impact. Reduce visibility. Yeah, if you VPC flows are not enabled, so how you can monitor the traffic? So which IP got visited to your networks? So it reduce your visibility. You should be a blind, right? You doesn't have any proofs in your hand. So how can you control, or how can you just catch the thief, right? So compliance violation, yeah, this is the last technical impacts, or multiple technical impacts, but I just listed out some of the importance. So compliance is the very important part nowadays because there are some government rules and regulations are there, GDPR and HIPAA. We need to just you should be your networking infrastructure should be following some compliance violations. So these are some technical impacts of this misconfiguration. So take care of it. So I will next for. So remediation strategies are pretty much important to understand. So first of all is basic, very basic, like conduct regular audits of your firewall rules, routes, and IAM policies, which are implemented. So use tools like Security Command Center. Yeah, Security Command Center is a tool, CSPM tool of GCP, Security Hub in AWS. So again, I will show you Security Command Center, but it is not visible for project wise. It should be organization level, but I will show you Security Command Center. So it is a posture management, means it will be a you know that posture management, CSPM, security posture management tools, like it will continuously monitoring your infrastructure on the basis of CIS benchmark, some benchmark. It will give the findings, low finding, high, medium finding. Remediation also is it will give you. So GCP also have this security command center CSPM tools which continuously monitors your GCP infrastructure which you are running, like security hub. So security command center also is very much important to enable because as a part of organization, I am not a part of organization. I am not able to view this, right? So you can, if you have organization part, then you can take an example of that. So again, I will wait. Sorry. So again, automate compliance means exactly check using infrastructure tool like for for deploying new new resources like VMs, clusters, or everything. Like you can use Terraform codes, and you can secure Terraform as well with some modules. Establish continuous monitoring for network traffic in VPC flow logs. Okay, so as I told, VPC flow should be enabled, and you can implement third-party firewall rules, firewalls as well, like Palo Alto firewalls, Microsoft Defenders is well there. So you can implement the continuous monitoring part like Site 24/7 for your compute engines. So these are tools you can implement, or instead of that, you can use Security Command Center of GCP. Okay. So role-based RBACs should be implemented to minimize the administrative errors. Like it should be a minimum IAM policy should be attached to any IAM users. Educate teams. Yeah, it's very important to educate your engineers, security auditors to which are the cloud-based practices and update to involving the threats. So these are some imitation strategies which need to take a follow bit. After that, the best practices for GCP networking security. After seeing the configurations, impacts, so it is very much important to check the best practices for GCP networking security. So first one is adopt a defense in-depth strategy. Means exactly what at IAM level, you can just you can restrict the access of if the developer is there, you can restrict the particular level access you can give to him, and you can use granular firewall rules. You can use VPC service controls, private subnets, private access to limit like endpoints as well. So defense in depth means private whichever your your critical data should be kept in your private things. So next one is enable private connectivity. Yeah, you can use a private IP and leverages cloud NAT for internet access. So yeah, so enable private connectivity. So it is also one part of like GCP best practices. And monitor network traffic means using a VPC flow logs, uh, CM tools like Security Command Center, CSPM tools, which I told you that using a CI 24/7, Palo Alto, cloud conformity. Using those tools, you can continuously monitoring your traffic as well to detect any malicious activity, or you can monitor infrastructure, right? Implement least privilege accesses. Yeah, I already told you that. Use like principle of least privilege access to IAM roles, firewall rules that we see in the demo, right? That we need to just restrict the access to port wise to any specific IP ranges, firewalls. That's why the implement least privilege access, that is much important. Secure cloud APIs, right? So you can use service controls to create parameters around APIs. So you can secure your, and last one is regular conduct the regular audits. The audit should be a quarter wise, 3 months, monthly. You can take it because in our previous organization we continuously taking the audit of our existing infrastructure. Month wise, we have distributed the engineers. We have multiple accounts over there, and we distributed those accounts to the engineers, and he should take care of everything, that which are the best practices which we followed. So conduct regular audits is much important because day by day the infrastructure got increased, and you should take the conduct regular audits. So these are some best practices we need to follow it. So yeah, final then educate and train teams. So you can educate the teams which you covered already. Plan for IP address management. Yeah, that centrally management things is there. Suppose if your requirement is continuously VPC creations are there, so you should be centrally management IP management. If the VPC CIDR is released, that it should be a that vanished, that is, it is already used. So you centralize IP management. So using these techniques or these terms, you can simply enhance your security posture and GCP network environment, minimize the risk configuration. Okay. So these are some CSPM and networking tools you can use. So GCP Security Command Center, I already told you. In Cloud Armor, that is Firewall. Another one is Trained One. These are some CSPM tools like Trained One Micro Cloud from Cloud Conformity, and CrowdStrike Falcon Cloud Security. The Palo Alto networking firewalls are very important, and they are very popular. Most of the organizations using the Palo Alto networking firewalls. Fortinet firewalls are there. Checkpoint Quantum are there, and some are offensive security tools. I will show one of the two to three demos on that. So GCP CLI, already I told you that GCP CLI means C. I will tell you that. I made some notes. So yeah, so using a GCP, the multiple commands are there for GCP CLI. You can just make a configuration in your local system, the GCP CLI, and see. These are some cloud. This is the command for it will release the firewalls which is created, which is available in the current in your account. I simply go my terminal. Take 1 minute. So simply I will just hit the command. Already my auth login is configured, so I don't need to configure it again. I will simply fire the command. This command will list the firewall rules which is currently available in this account. So it will take some time to give the results. So these are some CLI commands. It will take some time. So you can just go to the GCP documents. You can find the very easy steps to learn the GCP, the concepts, the CLI as well. So it will take some time. Just let me check. Hardly it will take 1 to 2. So usually it is not taking, but I don't know why it is taking. It's there. Okay, so yeah, it will take some time. So I will show you another things that we are going to show you. So Scout suit is also another. See, I will tell you. I will just post the everything like which of the GCP networking commands. That is, I am just giving the demo on it, but it is taking time. So Scout suit is another offensive security tool which you can just scan your the existing infrastructure at once, if you created once, and simply you can take the advantage of it. Okay, so I will go through it. I will show you. So let me just go to my that folder which is where the scout suit is present. So you can simply go to Google and just clone the GitHub repository onto your local that the command, and you can just save it. So cd and just scout. Yes, I can do. So see here in my this folder, I saved already scout suits. So before starting, I'm just activating the virtual environment. Why virtual environment is there? Because Python library is it will not affect. I'm just activating the virtual environment. So after that, I will run the scout suit command to scan the existing GCP infrastructure, right? So already the CLI is configured. So it will take that my GCP infrastructure to scan. Okay, clear. So simply this is the command, and you can use help instead of GCP. Instead of you can use help command to take the receive the commands, right? From Scout Suite, you can scan your AWS, Azure, and GCP infrastructure, which are the cloud provider. So, okay, so to scan your whole infrastructure, it will take hardly 10 minutes to because if your infrastructure, everything it will scan. So to don't waste, see, you can see the previous command that we got the result here, right? So allow all internal, I created unrestricted demo VPC, these rules we created. So using a CLI as well, you can take the advantage to check the security configurations. So okay. So now about Scout Suite. Okay. So it will take 10 minutes to save our time. I already performed this scan and I saved the file that report. It will open the HTML report. So I will open that report directly. I will do ls cd suit ls. So in the Scout Suite report folder, right, I have the report. This one GCP media TCP. Okay, using this command g open GCP. I will open this report. So once the scan is complete, this scan will complete. It will take 10 minutes. Once the scan is complete, the report this kind of report will get opened. So it will show you the report like whichever the findings are there. So I got a compute engine finding here. If I click on compute engine finding, it will give me the findings, right? Like VPC flow logs not enabled. Yeah, you can see VPC flow logs not enabled, OS login disabled, firewall rules. See, firewall ingress rules allows public IP to a sensitive port. These are findings, security findings we can received from the Scout Suite that we already discussed in our webinar. You can check it out from here in IAM as well. So the Scout Suite will give the whole and sole report to your infrastructure. It will scan, and which of the findings are there, it will give, right? So it will give the warning like in the severity as well. Which if it is danger, it will be a red. Now it is basic role in IAM. Some these are findings which best practices not followed. So this is one of the offensive security tool for security scanning to scan your infrastructure. Another one is Prowler. Okay, Prowler is nothing but like I will tell you. Prowler is scan your like which of the networking. There are some list checks available in Prowler. Is similar to like CLI, but some kind of changes are there. It is much fastly than CLI. So I simply show you. So I will go 1 minute. cd dot cd dot ls cds cloud tools in Prowler is there cd. So in Prowler, so if I simply click Prowler, So you as like Scout suit, you can simply go to the Google. You can download, clone the Google, Prowler GitHub repository into your system. Follow the steps. Some follow steps. Is in the end of stop. You can use Prowler. Okay. So these are simple tools, but I listed out some commands to save our time. That Prowler or GCP, because we are taking a GCP today. So that's why I'm show you. I will how I can see. Prowler GCP list checks. Whichever the checks are available on Prowler, it will show you. These are some checks you can take advantage from Prowler to check the configurations of your GCP infrastructure. So I will show you. So this is the command, check publicly accessible resources, right? So whichever the publicly accessible resources are there, it will show you. It will say it will take some time to scan your infrastructure, because I already configured the CLI auth login. You must have to first of all, using these tools, you must have to log in into your yeah, G-Cloud, right? So these are commands using a Prowler. So it will give a results to you. These are some commands you can check. The last one is Cloud NM, right? I will simply cd dot screen ILS. The Cloud NM also is there. Cloud NM basically brute force to your whichever the S3 buckets publicly is there, if any infrastructure available into your account, right? So it will basically in brute force to your account. Cloud NM simply. So Cloud NM is suitable for AWS, Azure, and GCP, right? So, but as of we now today, we are using for GCP only. These are some commands you can take help if you install the Cloud NM. Simply using like you can go to the Google and you can simply clone the Cloud NM repository into a system. You can follow the steps, the starting steps, and you can use starting using Cloud NM. This is the command Python include Cloud NM. I'm just disabling the AWS and Azure as of now. And -k is if you want to search some keywords. If by the name of you have in your infrastructure like S3 buckets are there by the name of Aniket. So I simply type the GCP. If you click, it will start scanning. There are multiple checks available onto this, like 1837 checks are there. It will scan everything by the name of GCP, right? Whether it is available on the Google Cloud by any name like GCP by the name of GCP. It is giving Google bucket is available, but it is protected. You can't access, right? So it is giving the results. The scanning, just scan is continuously happening. So I will show you. There must be something like which is vulnerable, which is accessible from publicly. Yeah, there is one open but Google bucket is available. That is GCP by the name GCP 6. Okay, files are there are like this one files are there. I'll try to access these files from the internet. If I hit on this, yeah, project problem, account problem must be there. Must be some like images also there. We can access it if it is publicly accessible. See, there are some JSON document which is available on publicly. Yeah, I will show you this PNG file is there, it's publicly accessible. Yeah, this file is publicly accessible, so I can access it. Using this Cloud NM, you can check the whether the public which are the services, which are the resources is publicly accessible. Okay, so this is the Cloud NM. This is some offensive security tools. You can explore it, and so this is from my side today's webinar. So now we will go to the next session, that is question and answer Q&A session. Yeah, documents. I mean, you can follow the, you can follow the AWS documents as well. So it is very clear, and you don't get confused where if you follow the AWS docs only. and you can follow some YouTube channels as well. I will paste the link. But I think for getting updated, for good update or the technical clarification, you can follow the GCP documents. So it's very because I followed those only, and I got the good clear clarification from GCP itself. I will paste the some YouTube channels as well. You can explore it, but GCP is the best. And for documents that commands, please ping me on LinkedIn. I think everyone has followed. I will share the whole document. I think the links are not getting updated. You can follow the YouTube channels. I'm not able to ping the event. Everyone. Okay, yeah, got it. 1 minute. 1 minute. I'll paste the YouTube links as well. Yeah. Resources is GCP documents. You can follow this one. Yeah, another thing is that you can check out the hacking the cloud trend micro, which is from Cloud Conformity to check the best practices for GCP. So you can check it out. So those documents are that trend micro is very good, and you can follow the CS benchmark as well. GCP CS benchmarks. Hacking the cloud is basically for pen testing testing. And you can explore the courses from Coursera and Udemy as well. It will be beneficial for you. But I will means from personal guidance, I will say you that you just follow the GCP documentation. Sometimes I will say that it's boring to read everything, but if you read, then only will get to know exactly the concepts, because the GCP itself has given clarification is tremendous.
All right, guys. Thank you, Aniket, for such an amazing session. Thank you, everyone, for being such wonderful participants. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you.
I think last question. Yeah, yes, you can connect me on LinkedIn. I will just, okay, we will have some discussion. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.